The Denver Nuggets lost a few days ago. They lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 3 seed. They were up 20 points at one point in that game. 20 points, and they lost at home. An embarrassing way to lose. Why did it take me to the Timberwolves? I just wanted to just see the game. I went over this briefly. People I've seen on Twitter are arguing it's not a choke job. It's a choke job. You were up 20 points at home at a game 7. So now the question is, where do you guys go from here? They're in a very interesting situation because they're very clearly championship contenders. And now in this day and age, when a championship contender loses, then it's just like people tend to overreact. So leave a like and subscribe. We're going to go over this team. And first and foremost, you got Jokic for the next 4 years. 3 years technically, but 4 years. Because I don't see him leaving. But, you got to win a championship with them, like, within the next 2 years for that to be for sure true. But that's whatever. Jamal Murray, you got to extend him this year. Unless he wants more money, then just make sure that you get this deal done. Because unless you can find a better option. Now, who that better option is, I don't know. And I don't think you can. Michael Porter Jr., he had a bad series. Heck, he had an even awful last 3 games. But you have him for 4 years. He's great. He contributes a lot to the offense, so that's fine. You don't have to worry about him for another 2 years, basically. Aaron Gordon. I guess you could think about extending him. Just make sure you have a talk with him. I don't see him leaving. He's in the perfect situation. But a lot of times players leave perfect situations like Kevin Durant did. With both the Thunder and Golden State. Let's see. KCP, you gotta bring him back. You gotta bring back KCP. He gives you good defense and good offense when sometimes the offense would seem dead, especially in that Lakers series. Reggie Jackson, you could let him go. There's a particular sequence. He got a block in Game 7. So I'm like, wow, he's really stepping up, embracing that role. Like, 10 seconds later, he does an illegal screen. So 2 good things can never happen in a row with him. So yeah, you should probably get rid of him. He might accept that contract though, but whatever. Christian Brown, just keep developing him. He's a young guy. I feel like he should have been in the game longer because for stretches of that fourth quarter, it looked like he was the only one who cared, besides Jokic, obviously. Jokic, the only critique I have about Jokic, besides his defense, but he just needs to work on his conditioning. That's basically it. You could tell he was getting tired in that fourth because he couldn't get his rest in that third quarter because his team was falling apart around him. Let's just say this year in particular, the Nuggets looked so horrible whenever Jokic was not on the court and if they were not playing the Lakers. They looked bad. Like last year, they looked decent. They looked okay. But this year they just looked horrible without Jokic on the court. Borderline like Luka last year if he wasn't on the Mavericks or if he just was sitting out a game. It looked like that. You got to get better role players. I know you didn't want to pay Bruce Brown. He was perfect for your system. And now looking at the other contracts that were around him, maybe he wasn't that much of an overpay. Consider trying to get him back. This team is relatively fine. Like, I guess you could just focus on bolstering your defense, get better defensive guys. You need to find. This is one thing. You need to find another shot creator. Jamal Murray can't do it all, as we saw. And there's a certain cap to Jamal Murray. He looked phenomenal last year. This whole playoff run, he has looked bad, besides fourth quarters against the Lakers. He shot about under 40% from the field. Just not good hoops from him at all. Maybe just tell Aaron Gordon, hey, can you like work on your shot creating game? Because, you can't rely on Jokic to give you all your points. Get a shot creator, I guess, and bolster your defense. You're in a fine situation. There isn't really much to really critique. Maybe if they don't make the conference finals again next year, then yeah, we're gonna have serious conversations about if Jamal Murray is that second option. But he was last year, so until further evidence opposes that, I'm willing to believe he's good enough to be their second option. Jokic is fine. He's still the best player in the world, pretty much. Those talks about there not being a gap as huge as it is now, that's just ridiculous. Because if it was that huge, he would have won this game. Giannis, as much as people don't like him for some reason, he's still pretty close behind Jokic. Luka, in my opinion, when he's healthy, he's also behind Jokic. Jokic is low-key just a bigger Luka, but without the dribbles or stuff. So, I just think, well, Luka's a better scorer, but, Jokic does everything else better. So, just it's not like there's a huge gap, but this proves to the Nuggets you gotta keep improving your team. You can't just stand pat. Now, it's fine. It's very hard to repeat. We've not had a repeat champion since the Super Team Warriors. A champion has not made it past the second round since those Warriors either. So, injuries have played a role in, what do you call it? In that, the Bucks were hammered, injured. Who else? Oh, yeah, Lakers, when they won the next year, they got crazy hammered injured. Well, the Warriors their team just kind of sucked. All jokes aside. But they were just worse the next year, and it's happened again. And the Raptors, they just lost Kawhi. So, I don't really know. I guess, I don't know. Do they have draft picks? I hope they have draft picks. Maybe they could pick someone, pick a diamond in the rough or something. But there's not really a lot to say about this team. Don't really feel like slandering them too much. I mean, I guess I could say everyone besides Jokic played bad. Ass, horrible, garbage, doo-doo. Jesus Christ, they were bad this series. But that's fine. I don't really have an agenda to push. I mean, I did think Jamal Murray was getting overrated, but he kind of shat the bed this series, so I'm like, all right. I mean, yay. Something I knew all along got proven, but it wasn't that serious. So that's about it. Leave a like and subscribe. Sorry, this one's a little more boring than the other ones. It's just that this team's so good, and they just played bad this series. Yeah, that's about it. So leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.